welcome back to Epic Liveaboard. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry we haven't posted a video for a few weeks. I did have a bout of bronchitis. So not only could I not breathe very well, but I would get out of breath whenever I climbed stairs and just had overall exhaustion. But I'm back to normal thanks to some good antibiotics. And I'm ready to share more information with you as well as our experiences. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. If you're already a subscriber, thank you. And please, if you're not a subscriber, please like, share, and subscribe. That's what keeps us going, and that's what continues to build our community. So please do so. I'd really appreciate it. So today what we're going to do, it's been about a year now, or just over a year, that I've owned this particular boat. And what I'd like to do is tell you how much it cost. So based on what I thought it was going to be, and which I was very realistic as to what the costs were going to be up front. But also, what does it cost for the marina? What does it cost for a diver? Scheduled maintenance, and so on. And that way it'll give you an idea, and I'm going to give you per foot cost as far as the marina and diver and stuff like that costs, so that if you're going to buy a 60-foot boat instead of a 44 like this one, then you can times that out so you can see what your cost would be in comparison. Additionally, I will tell you, when I purchased this boat, because we were able to get such a great deal on it, even though the gentleman that owned the boat documented all the maintenance and so on, I still expected to spend somewhere between $7,000 to $10,000 on maintenance, just for things that maybe we didn't uncover during the survey. As you know, we did use Ed Rowe and Associates for the survey. Ed is, in my opinion, one of the most thorough people I've ever met in my life, and is perfect for this job. But you never know. Maybe there's something hidden that he didn't see or something. But I'm happy to report, after 1 year, that I have not had to put any major dollars into this boat at all. Now, we'll go through some of the maintenance that we did and some of the things that we did on a precautionary basis to ensure that something didn't get worse, like the canvas top, for example, but nothing major. Now, that said, I do have some large scheduled maintenance coming up in the next 90 to 120 days that I was just quoted on, and that is going to be where we're going to have the cooling system for all three engines, both generators the generator as well as both of the Cummins engines, stripped off the boat, cleaned sonically so that we get all corrosion off, and make sure that we're starting with clean surfaces and having those reinstalled, and that's all going to cost me about $2,500. But it's money well spent, because it's going to ensure that we're not going to have an overheating problem when we go on trips, when we're out just at the inlet relaxing, or we're running the boat at all. So I think it's one of the things I learned as I get older is that you're much better off spending money to prevent issues than you are fixing things when they occur and you're away from home, because everything is going to cost you 2 to 3 times more. And it could be a lot worse if you don't take the steps that we're going to take in advance. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what the numbers are. And then if you have any questions or anything, please, at the bottom of this video, you can ask questions. As you can see from previous videos, I get back to people as soon as I see them. Sometimes it might be a week or two just because I don't see them. But I'm happy to answer the questions. If there's something that you'd like more detail on, more than happy to answer this. This is why we're doing this. We're here to share information, and I hope you find it useful. So let's go ahead and crunch the numbers. So again, this is the boat. It's a 44-foot Sea Ray in 1994. The first thing we're going to start with is Dockage, which is costing me currently $13 a foot, and that includes electric and water. There's not cable available at this marina, so it also includes Wi-Fi though, which works fairly well. So that's an all-inclusive price. The next major expense is insurance, of course. It's something we all need. We hate to pay for. I shopped this quite a bit and found that Boat US had teamed up with Geico, and they offered the best overall deal. And by that, what I mean is not only was the rate the best and the amount of things that they covered, but also as a Boat US member, if you have the insurance through them as well, you get unlimited towing. Whereas if you're just a member, you get limited towing as far as distance and so on. So they do offer you additional services for being a member and purchasing the insurance. So I think it's really a good deal. So now we get into an area that I think we all worry about the most, which is maintenance. What does everything cost to maintain a boat of this size? Really, depending on how much work you can do yourself, you can save a lot of money. For example, the 2 oil changes I did on my own, and that's really just the cost of materials. My boat's equipped with an automatic oil changing system, so it really just takes about 2 hours to do all 3 engines, if not less time than that. And if I went through a mechanic to do this, I'm probably looking at about $750 to $1,000 per oil change, plus the same cost that you see there, plus materials. So that would have raised it significantly. The next monthly expense is having the bottom of the boat cleaned. In Florida, because the water is so warm, we get a lot of algae growth and barnacles. And so I have a diver come monthly. They make sure that there's no barnacles on the propellers. They clean off the algae on the bottom, and that allows us to run smoothly when we take the boat out. The cost is $2 per foot, so it cost me $88 per month for this particular boat. The company I use is Bottom Time, and they have done other boats for me in the past and do an amazing job. A relatively small item, but something that is necessary, are replacing the sacrificial zincs, which protect the engine and shaft and so on from corrosion in salt water. It's not a very big expense, but it's one I thought was worth mentioning. Then the next thing is canvas work, and we had additional smiley faces cut into the isinglass above the windshield so we could open that up easily when we wanted to get fresh air. So that, and having just some preventative maintenance, sewing and so on of the seams, is covered in that price. The next item on my list is detailing. So we hire a firm called Ship to Shore that comes in and washes, waxes the boat twice a year and ensures that the bright work is polished. These guys do an absolute incredible job. As the name implies, as detailers, they are very, very detail oriented, and it keeps the boat looking new and in the best physical shape possible. So in Florida, twice a year is the minimum that you should have this done. The next item was an air conditioner mechanic. Again, this was just preventative, had them check all the fittings, ensure that there was enough Freon, etc. So that really worked out well for us. No issues, just making sure that we would have air conditioner this summer. Thanks again to the previous owner. We didn't have to spend that much in cleaning supplies. We just had to replenish the items that he provided to us. We had a mechanic come onto the boat and check the water flow and both engines as well as the generator, and replace the zincs and just ensure that we were shipshape, pardon the pun, and ready to go for the summer. So the next thing is we had to purchase some electrical parts, which was basically our shore power cables and the outlets where the boat connects to the shore power. We had an issue with one of the cables and decided to replace everything just as a precaution. The next thing was the batteries. We replaced all 5 batteries on the boat to ensure we had a good baseline, and that's something I will do every 2 years. And then, as you may have seen in a previous episode, we soundproofed the cockpit or the engine room, so the cockpit could also be a conversation area when we were underway, and that was a really good investment for us. So this brings us to a total maintenance cost for the year of $6,611. Pretty amazing for a boat this size and this old. I think it says a lot about the previous owner and about doing scheduled maintenance. So we feel very fortunate. So this brings us to operating costs for the travel that we did that you saw in previous episodes. Fuel was $1,561, not bad for a year's time on a boat this size. Our total marina costs was also relatively low, as you can see, and a lot of that is because we stayed on a mooring ball in St Augustine for 10 nights. That was only $25 a night, so that helped to keep our total mooring cost relatively low when we were away from our home dock. So just for a quick recap, our dockage insurance and maintenance cost was just under $16,000. Our operating and travel expenses were about $2,200 for a total operating annual cost of just over $18,000. For everything we did and all the incredible experiences we had, we feel very, very fortunate and are very happy with this number. All right, well, that's all the details. At least I think they are. If you have any questions, like I said earlier, please post them below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much. I appreciate you watching this. As I mentioned earlier, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you click on the bell when you subscribe so that you'll get notified whenever new videos come out. At this point, since I'm healthy again, we're ready to start posting videos on a weekly basis. So until next time, lead an incredible life. Thanks.